All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about my Green Bay Packers in tonight's video. 3-2. This is, to me, clearly a top 10 team in the National Football League, coming off a 24-19 road victory against the Los Angeles Rams. That win got ridiculed at a rate I've never seen before, at least since like the Rodgers era. So many people were upset about how that game officially went. Folks, at the end of the day, Jordan Love's still working himself back from his injury, and the defense, Xavier McKinney, I get it, the pass rush isn't as good as we thought it was. It's not even close to as good as we thought it was, but there are dudes emerging left and right, man. So not only is Jordan Love back, Josh Jacobs has been a stud. We got Tucker Kraft being a stud. We got Jaden Reed emerging clearly as like one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, and he's only in his sophomore campaign. We got Romeo Doubs coming back. Christian Watson's working himself back. Now, Tavian Wicks, I know he's been dealing with a bunch of drops, but at the end of the day, still a very young kid. The defense, I really can't complain. Yeah, I really can't complain. Obviously, that Vikings game is a game we want to forget about, but considering the circumstances, I'm gonna forget about it. So, interesting matchup this upcoming weekend at home against the Arizona Cardinals. What's really interesting about this game is it's going to be like 55 and rainy, and that's why I'm thinking Josh Jacobs and this Packers offense, despite the rain, despite the slosh, the mud, I think they're about to have a breakout game as Jordan Love is, kind of feels is fully healthy for the first time since week 1. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. As you can tell, I'm a diehard cheesehead, so we post a ton of Packers videos every single week. Try and get this one to 300 likes. Folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. So one thing as we headed into this season was, who's the Packers wide receiver one? And like Matt LaFleur and every Packers beat writer, every Packers fan, Jordan Love, everybody on a week-to-week basis can be wide receiver number one, like truly. And Jaden Reed, whether it's Christian Watson's injury, whether it's Romeo Doubs' suspension, or the Malik Willis just getting 2-spot starts and doing a phenomenal job, Jaden Reed has quickly emerged as one of the most intriguing NFL players, honestly, not only at the wide receiver position, but in the entire NFL. He's 5th in the league in receiving yards at 414. And once again, what's crazy about that stat is Malik Willis has 2 of the 5 starts for this Green Bay Packers team. He's first among players with more than 20 catches in yards per catch at 19.7. Coming off a good game, 4 catches, 78 yards, averaging 19.5 yards per reception against the Los Angeles Rams. He's also been huge in the running game. Matt LaFleur's got him all over the football field, and he's just this consistent, reliable, big-time threat for this offense. But it doesn't end just there. Josh Jacobs continues to do a phenomenal job, especially considering he's been banged up for the last couple of weeks, coming off a 19-carry, 73 yards, and a touchdown game. The Packers' run performance, Emmanuel Wilson, I think, only saw like 6 snaps this past week, and all of them are carries, ran 6 times for 24 yards. Marshawn Lloyd, A.J. Dillon done for the season, obviously. Josh Jacobs has been an absolute monster. But another kid who's been an absolute monster is Tucker Kraft. Now, I was just reading an article because he's on my fantasy football team that he's dealing with an injury right now. I have no reason to believe why he's not going to play this upcoming Sunday, but don't take my word for it. Luke Musgrave, we heard from Matt LaFleur, is most likely going to land on IR. But folks, it didn't really matter because Tucker Kraft has separated himself at the start of the season, honestly, as tight end number 1 for this offense. Through 5 games, Kraft has played more than 82% of offensive snaps, 4 catches, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns this past weekend. He earned one of the 2 game balls handed out by Matt LaFleur, the Packers head coach. The other obviously went to Xavier McKinney, who we'll chat about in just a second here, who now has an interception in each of his first 5 games with the Green Bay Packers. But according to Next Gen Stats, Tucker Kraft reached a top speed of 19.7 miles per hour on the 66-yard catch and touchdown. That's the fastest a tight end has ran on a touchdown this entire season across the league. He currently ranks 2nd in the league in yards after catch per reception, which is crazy because he's a tight end. He's got 11.8 yards per reception. That's only behind Lions wide receiver, deep threat shot that we're about to see in a couple of weeks in Jameson Williams. He also ranks 1st at 8.2 in expected yards after catch per reception. His 3.7 yards after catch above expectation ranked first amongst all NFL tight ends. He also ranks seventh amongst tight ends in receiving yards at 218 and is tied for first with two others in touchdown catches at 3. So it's like pretty much what we were saying this year, but now we're kind of starting to see Tucker Kraft and Jaden Reed separate themselves at just this, crazy mark. Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft have been phenomenal. And obviously we got Dontavian Wicks. We got Romeo Dobbs coming back. We got Christian Watson, Josh Jacobs. You still have Luke Musgrave, or actually, I guess he might be done for the entire season, so scratch that. But this offense has done a phenomenal job. Matt LaFleur's done a phenomenal job. It really just, when I hop back on the mic here and I hype up the Packers 24-19 win against the Rams, it's just crazy to me the level of pessimism I keep reading, because it's like, dude, our starting quarterback got injured in Brazil on the third and final play of the season. Malik Willis comes on in here, goes 2-0 and spot starts as the backup QB when he arrived to Green Bay less than a month ago at that time. And Josh Jacobs has done a phenomenal job. He got all these playmakers. All we need is a healthy Jordan Love, and that's pretty much what we have right now. So I know the defense has not been perfect, but honestly, to me, they've done more than enough outside of that first half against the Minnesota Vikings, where we gave up 28 unanswered points. Should never have gotten to that point. So the offense certainly has, this is not out of the equation here as far as blame's the wrong word, but everybody's held accountable. Xavier McKinney, this is a 4-year, $67 million contract in free agency earlier this summer. We also signed Josh Jacobs. The Packers used a historic amount of money on free agent acquisitions for the first time in forever. Might have honestly even been franchise history. 2020 second round pick, spent his first 4 years with the New York Giants. That contract, 4 years at $67 million, that made him the fourth highest paid safety in the National Football League. On Sunday, McKinney had his 5th interception in 5 games this season, 1 in each game to start. No player in league history since the 1970 NFL to AFL merger has ever intercepted a pass in each of his first 5 games with a new team. He's currently looking like an all-pro safety. We just saw Javon Bullard get moved to nickelback. Evan Williams, another rookie draft pick, has been an absolute dog. The All-22 film speaks for itself. We could do a whole video, and we should do a whole video on Evan Williams, because that's been an A+ draft pick thus far, at least an A-, at least an A. That's all we have for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content along with weekly Packers videos. Guys, give me a game prediction score down below for the Cardinals on Sunday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Peace.